All right, thanks, Renee. We've got Bob Briley from We Care Plumbing, Heating, and Air. And really today we're going to talk about the summer's coming up.
Yes.
It's already starting to get hot most days, and boy, is it going to bake your house. And you want to be comfortable. Bob, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you again. We've had you on the Approved Home Pro Show several times, but we really want to let folks know how they can cool their house down and have a more efficient system. So how do you choose the right air conditioning contractor?
The best way is to choose is to make sure that contractor is doing the proper loads on your house before they start the job. You really want to do a heat load calculation, also known in the terminology of a manual J. What it does is you measure your house, the walls, the windows, the insulation that's in your attic, which way your house faces, which city you're in, the climate zone. All that takes in consideration when you're doing a proper heat load calculation to determine the right size system.
Okay, we're going to get into determining that. But is it simple to do something like this? Like, how long does it take for you to come and do that heat load calculation?
This product right here is for the back end of the heat load calculation. Okay. But to do a proper heat load calculation, it should take you anywhere between an hour to 2 hours. Okay, it all depends on the size of the house. No, it's not. And a lot of people go out into the job and do it on front. Some people take the information back and do it on the computer. It all has to be done on a computer.
Okay, and how do you determine the correct size unit for your house?
It's all part of the calculations you take. It all goes into a computer. It comes up with some numbers, and then you pick your equipment for those numbers to be able to attack the heat or attack the cool, whatever we're using for your house.
All right, now I think I know enough about this, being on the Approved Home Pro Show for a while. While I'm not a pro, I've learned that I know that if you have a system that's too small, it works too hard and can't efficiently cool your house down.
Correct.
But I was talking to you in the green room earlier about having an oversized system, and actually somebody in your family has this problem. Why is that a problem at all?
I'm not proud of saying that, but yes, there is. We have a family member that has an oversized system, and the problem with an oversized system, the system starts short cycling. When the system short cycles, it means the system shuts on, shuts off, turns on, turns off.
Too frequently.
Too frequently. So it never gets a chance to remove the heat from your house. So basically it's blowing cold air in your house, it's getting a quick fix, the thermostat's saying, hey, I'm cold. The system shuts off, and next thing you know, the house warms up real quick, and then you have a lot of hot and cold spots within your house.
Okay. And how do you know, like, what are some good questions to ask a heating and AC company before they come into your house? You know, the correct questions to get the right system for you.
Number one question I would ask the homeowners to ask is, does that company do a proper heat load calculation? That way you know you're getting the right size system for your house. You're not going oversized. You're not going undersized. Because if you go the opposites, it's costing you money.
So if somebody comes into your home and they actually give an honest assessment, they go and look room to room and check it out, square footage, all of that, really there's not a lot of questions to ask. If they're doing all of that and the load calculation?
Heat load calculation, which is also called a manual J.
Right, the manual J for the pros, that is. Then you know that you've got at least a decent company.
A decent company, at least they know what they're doing.
All right, now what do you look for when you're getting quotes from a company?
Well, you just don't want, basically the first thing you don't want is you don't want somebody like we call them Chuck in the truck, just to go out there and say, you have a 4-ton system, you need a 4-ton system. You have a 4-ton system, let's go to a 5-ton system. That is not the proper way of doing it, and that is probably a company you might want to stay away from.
Well, also there's also the licensing,
correct,
the bonding, correct? Maybe you look for, I'm just thinking, again, over my experience with the Approved Home Pro Show, it's got to be what? How long they've been in business, maybe?
That's the number one way of looking at it. Because if you have an issue with your system, are they going to be there to answer the phone when you call up?
And that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Being, I think, local is very important. I think having at least an office in town, right? I mean, they can be huge. They can be all over the country. But you want folks locally here who actually work directly for the company like you do.
Yes. Because you don't want to have it where, okay, well, we're going to set up our service time between 8 and noon. You want to be able to have a closer window than that. That way you know when somebody's coming out. You can plan your day also. If they're traveling from LA or from wherever, that's a longer drive. They can't really focus down on what time they're going to be at your house.
All right, and Bob, what's a phone number folks can reach you at?
1-800-COOLING is one of them. Sorry.
That was tough.
I know. Or 951-600-0700. Wow, that was... Sorry, boss.
No, 1-800-COOLING. It's that simple. It's on your screen as well. All right, Bob, thank you so much. We Care Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Next on San Diego Living.